Welcome to April's Pilates Club. I'm April and I'm going to be taking you through a 30-minute full body Pilates workout. Let's get started. So we're going to start on our feet. You can go to the edge of your mat, but I'm going to face you. So just make sure that you're standing in your parallel position in line with your hip bones at the front. We're going to pull up through our legs, pull up through our torso so that we're standing nice and tall. Lifting our shoulders and then sliding our shoulder blades down our back. So we're going to take a deep breath in to begin with. And as we exhale, we're going to look up to the ceiling. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, looking down at our feet. So taking a little stretch in the back of the neck. Inhale, center. Exhale, looking up. Inhale, center. And looking down at your feet. On your next exhale, you're going to turn your head to look over to the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, looking over to the left. Inhale, center. One more time each side. And center. Over to the left. And center. We're going to take our arms up to the side and we're going to give ourselves a big hug, bringing the right arm over the left arm. We're going to start a roll down, so tucking the chin in towards your chest, vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to roll down the spine and we're just going to go halfway. So really pulling up through the legs, keeping the positioning of the pelvis. We're going to release our arms and then take a tilt all the way over to the right side. We're going to press our left arm up and over so that we're feeling a nice side stretch. We're going to take our right arm to join our left arm and then really using your abdominals to bring you back to center. Opening up to the side. This time left arm goes over right, starting our roll down. Nice and slow, taking your time, feeling that spine stretch. Then we release the arms, this time tilting over to the left. Pressing that right arm, feeling that stretch, making sure you're keeping your ribs down. Then that arm joins the right arm, coming back to center. We're going to go one more time each side. So feeling that stretch in the back, starting the roll down head first. Keeping it nice and steady, just going as far as you can without changing the positioning of your pelvis. So keeping the legs pulled up, joining that bottom arm to the top arm, and then really using your core to get you back to center. One more time. Rolling down the mid of your torso, coming into your tilt. One arm, then the other arm, pulling yourselves up. We're going to go straight into some squats now to really make sure we're warm. So just check that you're standing in your parallel again, and we're going to squat down, sending our weight back, really making sure you're pulling in your abdominals, keeping your tailbone nice and lengthened. So if I just stand to the side, shoulders are relaxed, keeping that tailbone nice and lengthened. Then we're going to stand tall, bringing one leg up to tabletop, pressing our palms back, really opening up the chest. Then we're going to squat down, alternating the legs. 4, 8, and stand. 4, 7, and stand. So you really have to keep your balance, keep your core engaged. 5, 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1, and we're just going to hold it down. Then we're going to peel our shoulders back, reach them forward. So we're really squeezing our shoulder blades together. 4, 8, and reach. 4, 7, and reach. 6, and reach. 5, and reach. 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1, and then we're going to stand tall again, Squatting down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Really pulling those abdominals in. 4, 2, 4, 1. Holding the squat down once again. Keeping the weight in the heels. And we're going to bounce, 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 bounce for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to stand nice and tall. We're going to take a balance, lifting up our heels, lifting our palms up to the ceiling. Big breath in. You might use my head in this video. Keeping that core engaged. Exhale, gently lowering the heels and coming down. So coming to the edge of your mat if you're not already there. And we're going to take a roll down. So starting with the head, tucking the chin into your chest. We're going to take this nice and slow. Pulling up through your abdominals. So you really want to separate each vertebrae on the way down. Nice and slow. Bending your knees when you need to, hands find the floor, and we're going to walk ourselves halfway along the mat, pressing back into our downward dog position. So just taking a nice spine stretch here, sending the sit bones up to the ceiling, keeping the spine, the torso nice and lengthened. Just doing whatever you need here. You can pad through the feet. We're just going to hold this stretch for a couple moments. Padding through the feet or just holding it nice and still. Taking deep breaths in and out, lengthening the spine, pressing against the floor. And then we're going to bend the knees, walking the hands back in towards the feet. And we're going to roll up again. So pressing our heels into our floor, into the floor. Here, pulling up through the abdominals. So we really want to unfold the spine using our abs. So we're already working the core. Standing up nice and tall, deep breath in. And then exhale to roll ourselves all the way back down again. Tracking the nose with the midline of the body just to make sure that you're rolling down in a nice straight line. Bending the knees, hands find the floor. This time we're going to walk ourselves out into our 4-point kneeling position. From here, so just make sure, before we start, wrists are underneath your shoulders and that your knees are underneath your hips so that we're nice and strong in this tabletop position. We're going to tuck our toes underneath, keeping those abdominals engaged. We don't want to let go of the spine or collapse in between the shoulders. Keeping the neck extended, keeping that torso lifted, tailbone lengthened. So tucking the toes underneath, we're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, lifting the knees up off the floor, keeping in that strong tabletop position. We're going to inhale to hold. Exhale to hold. Inhale, gently lower it down. Exhale, lifting the knees off. Inhale to hold. Exhale to hold. Inhale, lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to hold, keeping those abdominals engaged. Exhale. Inhale, low. We're just going to go one more time. Lifting the knees off. Inhale to hold, keeping that strong position. Exhale to hold. Inhale, gently lower. So keeping the abdominals engaged, keeping those hips square. We're going to step our right leg back. That leg is nice and extended. Engaging our core. We're going to take that left leg, step it back so that we're in our full plank position. From here, we're going to gently lower ourselves down onto our forearms, keeping that plank position. And then we're going to press ourselves back up to that full plank. So repeating this, we want to make sure that our hips don't drop. Doing this in your own time. We're going to lower for 5. Pressing back up, Keeping it nice and steady, opening up those palms. Lower for 4. Keeping those abdominals pulled in. For 3. Spreading those palms, keeping those abdominals engaged. Lower. And press. And we're going to hold this next one down. Holding plank. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently lower the knees, untuck the toes. Pressing back into your child's pose. So lengthening out the spine. Reaching with your fingertips. Just giving yourself a bit of a stretch. Deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, rolling up through the spine. And we're going to just come to a comfortable sitting position to take our spine twist. So sitting on your sit bones, lengthening up through the torso. We're going to place our palms together and we're going to put our thumb in towards our chest, index finger underneath the chin. So we're keeping this connection throughout. We're going to inhale in the center and then exhale as we twist over to the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. So really keeping the head in line with the torso, keeping it centered. Inhale, center. Twisting as far as you can, keeping everything connected. And we're going to bring our arms out to the side. So just make sure that you can see your fingers, your hands in your periphery. So we don't want to let our arms go behind us. We want to keep everything connected, keeping our head again in line with the torso. So inhale in the center and exhale, twisting over to the right side. Inhale, center. Sitting tall on your torso, on your sit bones, lengthening the torso. One more time each side. Inhale, center. And twisting over to the left. And center. Nice. Dropping your arms, we're going to come down onto our backs now. Getting into our main exercises. So we're going to start with our shoulder bridge exercise. So this is really good for those underneath muscles, so the hamstrings, the glutes, the underneath back muscles. So just placing your feet flat on the floor, just make sure they're in line with your knees, which are in line with your hip bones, so they're nice and parallel. Pelvis and spine in neutral, so we don't want to press our back in or arch the spine, just keeping it in a nice neutral position. So we're going to inhale to prepare, then we're going to exhale, pressing our lower back into the floor, tucking our pelvis and leading ourselves nice and slow into our full shoulder bridge position. So there's a long line between our knees all the way down to our shoulders. We're going to inhale at the top, exhale, leading that spine vertebrae by vertebrae all the way back to the start. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, tucking the pelvis, pressing against the feet to get your spine up. Inhale at the top, exhale, starting with the top of the spine, rolling it down vertebrae by vertebrae. Pelvis is the last thing to touch. Inhale. We'll just do it one more time like that, tucking the pelvis, engaging your inner thighs as well. We don't want the knees to drift out. Inhale at the top, exhale, rolling the spine all the way back down. Inhale, exhale, tucking the pelvis, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling up. This time we're going to inhale, floating the arms up and over our head. Exhale to float the arms back down towards the mat, keeping those thighs engaged. Inhale to hold. Exhale, rolling back down. We're going to do that twice more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, engaging those thighs, pressing against the feet. Hips are high. Inhale, nice and light with the arms, floating them back. Exhale, bringing them forwards, placing them on the ground. Inhale. Exhale, rolling the spine all the way back down. We're going to go one more just like that. Inhale. Exhale, tucking underneath, pressing against the feet to get those hips in line. Inhale as we float the arms back, nice and light through the fingertips. Exhale, floating the arms back down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, rolling the spine all the way back down. We're going to go in for our sequence now. You might need to bring your feet a bit closer. We're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale once again, rolling that spine all the way up into full shoulder bridge position. From here, we're going to lift our heels up from the floor and just place them back down, nice and simple. We're going to lift the heels off, keeping those hips high and lower. And lift and lower. 4, 5 and lower. 4, 4 and lower. 4, 3 and lower. 4, 2 and lower. 4, 1, keeping the heels off. We're going to lower the hips halfway down towards the mat, then press them back up. And we lower, keeping the heels high, and press, and lower, and press. 4, 5, and press. 4, 4, and press. 4, 3, and press. 4, 2, and press. 4, 1, and press. Lowering the heels. We're going to inhale to hold. Exhale, bringing that right leg to tabletop. Inhale, lower. Exhale, left leg to tabletop. Inhale, lower, keeping those hips high. Right leg. And we lower. Left leg. And we lower. Right leg goes to tabletop and we hold it there. We're going to extend our right leg out to about 60-degree angle. Bringing our arms up to the ceiling, keeping those hips high. We hold for 3 breaths. Deep breath in and out. And in and out. Hips are high and out. Releasing the leg, releasing the arms. Inhale to hold. Exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, leading that spine back down to the floor. Pelvis is the very last thing to touch. And we're just going to take a quick hug of the knees into the chest before we do it all again with the other leg. So placing your feet back on the floor, just remember everything in line, feet in line with the knees, in line with the hips, palms flat on the floor. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, scooping those abdominals, pressing the feet into the floor to get those hips up. You might need to bring your feet in a tiny bit. And we lift the heels up from the floor, place them down. Heels come off and down. Heels come off and down. 4, 5 and down. 4, 4 and down. 4, 3 and down. 4, 2 and down. 4, 1. Keep the heels off. We release the hips halfway down towards the mat. Press the hips back up. Release the hips and press. Release the hips and press. 4, 5 and press. 4, 4 and press. 4, 3 and press. 4, 2 and press. 4, 1 and press. Lower the heels. Inhale. Exhale, left leg to tabletop. Inhale, lower. Exhale, right leg. Inhale, lower, nice and steady. It's like you're walking. And lower, keeping those hips high. And lower. Left leg comes up. We extend that left leg to our 60-degree angle, keeping those hips nice and level. Arms up to the ceiling, hold for 3 breaths. Deep breath in. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. Lowering that left leg, lowering the palms. Inhale to hold. And then exhale, finally lowering the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, nice and slow, nice and steady. Bringing those knees in towards your chest and just rock from side to side, releasing the head. Just massaging the lower back into the ground, taking your rocks from side to side. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And when you're ready, placing those feet back on the floor once again. Just check that everything's in line, feet in line with your knees, which are in line with your hip bones at the front. We're going to go for our ab sequences now, so we're going to really work the core. All throughout these exercises, I want you to make sure that you have your bottom rib connected to your hip bones. So what we don't want is for the ribs to flare up. We want to keep them down, keep that connection, so that we're always using those abs, keeping everything nice and contained. Okay, so we're going to inhale to prepare here. Then we're going to exhale, tucking the chin in towards the chest, peeling up from the floor and reaching with our arms forward. We're going to inhale as we float the arms back just as far as they go so that we don't compromise the ribs. Exhale to bring the arms forwards, and then inhale to gently lower. That's the sequence. Exhale, peeling off. Inhale as we float the arms back, pulling in those abdominals. Exhale, reaching forwards. Inhale to gently lower it down. Now, as you do this, I want you to think about your inner thighs. Keeping those inner thighs engaged so that the knees don't float apart, and still pressing into the floor with your feet, so keeping everything connected and engaged. Nice and light as we float the arms back, keeping the torso nice and lifted as we move the arms. We'll just do one more. Exhale to peel yourself up, torso nice and high. Inhale as we float the arms back. Exhale, floating the arms forwards, and then inhale to gently lower it back. We're going to inhale, and as we inhale, we're going to bring our right leg to tabletop position. We're going to exhale, engaging the core, feeling that core connection, bringing the left leg to tabletop. Inhale, we're going to lower the right leg. Exhale, lower the left. Inhale, right leg to tabletop. Exhale, left leg to tabletop. Inhale, right leg down. Exhale, left leg down. We're going to start with the left leg. Inhale, left leg to tabletop, pointing the feet. Exhale, feeling that core engaged as you bring that second leg up. Inhale, left leg down. Exhale, right leg down. Inhale, left leg to tabletop. Exhale, right leg to tabletop, and we're going to hold it there. From here, we're going to take the right leg. We're going to float it down towards the mat on the inhale. Tap the toe. Exhale to draw it back up. Left leg. Inhale as we float it down. Tap the toe. Exhale to bring it back up. So what we want to do is we want to keep that right angle in the leg. And we're just moving that thigh bone away. So moving the thigh bone away, we don't want to collapse in the knee. So we don't want to do this. We want to take that whole leg. Inhale, move it away, tap, then really using your core to bring it back up. Inhale, exhale, lift. Twice more each leg, nice and steady. Exhale. Inhale, lower, tap, exhale, lift. One more each side. Inhale, lower, keeping those abdominals engaged. Exhale, lift. Avoid lifting in the ribs, keeping those ribs nice and flat. Holding it there. From here, we're going to take our right leg. We're going to inhale to prepare. Then we're going to exhale, opening that hip up, opening that leg out to the side. And then inhale to really use the core to draw that leg back into center. Left leg. Exhale as we take it out to the side. Keeping the foot in line with the knee. Inhale to bring it to center. Exhale, right leg floats out. Keeping everything nice and controlled. We don't want to rock in the pelvis. We want to keep everything nice and still and stabilized. We're just isolating the leg out to the side. Inhale as we draw that leg back in using the core. We'll just do one more time. Exhale as the leg floats out. Inhale to bring it back to center. Nice. So if your legs are tired, feel free to put your feet on the floor. If not, keeping them in that parallel position, we're going to go in for our sit-up. So bringing your hands behind your head. We're going to inhale to prepare at the bottom. Exhale, peeling the torso up from the floor, pulling those abdominals in. We're going to inhale to release the arms, reaching like we did at the start. Exhale to bring our hands back behind our heads. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, reach. And returning the arms and lower. So keeping that torso at the same height as you release your arms. As you bring them back and then gently lower. We'll do 5 more. And reach. Return, keeping that torso pulled in. The abs, and lift. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lighten the fingertips. And release. 2 more. Keeping that torso at the same height. And lower. Last one. We lift. We extend and we're going to hold it here. From here, we're going to paddle our arms. Paddle, pat, I don't know. Wafting our arms up and down as we inhale for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're pulling in the abdominals. We're looking straight through our legs, keeping everything nice and in line. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding it up. Pulling in those abdominals. We're going to release the right leg. Release the left leg. Release the upper body and take a full body stretch. Really well done. Stretching out your abdominals. Reaching with the arms, reaching with the legs. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And we're going to bring our right knee in towards our chest. Letting that left leg just fall along the mat. So we're stretching the front of the left hip. Just taking deep breaths in and out as we draw that knee in towards our chest. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Keeping that left leg extended. And we're going to swap over. So drawing that left knee in towards the chest and just letting that right leg extend long. You should feel a stretch down the front of the hip. You might not if you're super flexible. Drawing that knee in towards the chest, taking deep breaths in and out. Really nice. We're going to extend our left leg out. And we're just going to create a small bend in the knees. So we're going to make sure that our heel is on the floor, but the rest of the foot can be off of the floor. So it's a tiny bend in the legs. We're going to extend our arms up and over our head, keeping that core engaged, keeping that connection between the bottom rib and the hip bones. We're going to do our roll-up exercise. So we're going to inhale at the bottom. Then we're going to exhale, bringing our arms to 90 degrees. Then tucking the chin in towards our chest, pulling in those abdominals and peeling ourselves up off of the floor, coming to a sitting position. Inhale at the top. Exhale. exhale, tucking the pelvis and leading your spine back down towards the mat. So taking it nice and slow, nice and controlled as you release it down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, arms to 90, tucking the chest, vertebrae by vertebrae, leading yourself all the way up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lowering yourself down, controlling as you lower. We don't want to jerk, we don't want to make it go in a clump. Inhale at the bottom. We want to make sure it's nice and smooth, nice and controlled as we lead ourselves up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lowering yourself down. We're going to go 3 more. Keeping that core engaged, keeping everything nice and steady. Inhale. Exhale, arms to 90. Then we tuck the chin in towards our chest, keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed. We don't want any tension. Exhale, first we tuck the pelvis, so we lead ourselves back. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, arms to 90. Tucking chin into the chest, pulling those abdominals in. Inhale. Exhale, we just have 1 more. Keeping those arms nice and light. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, rolling ourselves all the way up. Tucking those abdominals in. Coming to sit. So we're just going to bring our feet in just a couple inches towards us. Feet are flat on the floor. Extending our arms in front of us. And we're just going to tuck our pelvis, leading ourselves back down, but stopping about halfway. So just until you feel those abs really engaging, really firing. And we're going to inhale, floating our arms back up to the ceiling. Exhale, reaching forwards. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. So keeping everything nice and still, just the arms are moving. Exhale, reach. We go for 5. Reaching forwards. And 4, keeping those abdominals engaged. Reach. 4, 3, isolating the arms. Reach. 4, 2. Return. Last one. Woo, reaching forwards. And then just bringing yourselves all the way up to sitting. We're going to extend our legs out in front of us, sitting nice and tall on our sit bones, lengthening through the torso, legs are extended. And we're going to take our hands, placing them behind us, behind our hips. Our fingertips are going to face outwards. We're opening in the chest, and we're drawing those shoulder blades down. So we're nice and open, sitting nice and tall. We're going to inhale to prepare. Then we're going to exhale, pressing against our hands, pressing against our heels to lift our hips, keeping those arms extended, lifting our hips, looking up to the diagonal. Inhale to hold. Exhale, gently lowering the hips all the way back down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, keeping those abdominals engaged, pressing against the hands, getting those hips up. Inhale to hold. Exhale, lower it down. We're going to do 4 more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pressing against the hands, keeping those legs nice and extended. Inhale to hold. Exhale, slowly lowering the hips down, keeping that chest nice and open. Inhale. Exhale, lifting off. Engaging those abdominals. Inhale. Exhale, I think we have 2 more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pressing against the hands, keeping those arms extended. Inhale. Exhale, lowering it down. Last one. Inhale. We might have done 1 extra, but it won't hurt. Inhale. Exhale, leading those hips back down. We're going to bring our feet onto the floor this time, making sure that our knees are in line with our hip bones once again, changing the positioning of our hands. We're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, lifting those hips up to tabletop position. We're going to hold it here for 5 breaths. Deep breath in and out. And in. And out. 3 more. And out. 2 more. And out. Last one. And out, leading those hips down to the floor, opening up the knees and just folding yourself over. Really nice. Deep breath in and out. Head is heavy, just folding the body over. You can reach your arms forward if you wish. And then we're going to extend our legs out in front of us, sitting tall on our sit bones. We're going to take a spine stretch now. So we're going to inhale and we're going to exhale, tucking in the chest, vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to roll down, walking those fingers out. We don't want to change the positioning of our pelvis, so we just want to go forwards, stretching out our spine, reaching through our fingertips. And then inhale to draw the whole thing back, sitting tall on our sit bones. Exhale as we tuck our chin and roll ourselves down, really walking those fingers just as far as you can go. Inhale to bring the whole thing back up to sitting. Twice more. Leading the head down, walking the fingers, keeping that positioning of the pelvis, so we don't want to collapse over. We want to keep it nice and still, so we're only stretching out our spine. One more, leading it all the way down. And coming up. Really nice. We're going to swing our legs round, coming again to our 4-point kneeling position. Last exercise, let's go. From here, we're going to take our right arm, left leg. We're going to inhale as we reach them out to the opposite sides. So extending that right arm, left leg goes back. We lift it up so that we take it in line with our spine, making sure the pelvis stays parallel to the floor. We lower it down, sliding it back in. Changing arm and leg, lengthen. We lift. We don't want to drop the abdominal, so we want to keep everything nice and connected. Neck is in line with the spine. Spine is lengthened. Reaching through the fingertips, through the toes, sliding it back in. Keeping those abdominals. So as we lift, we don't want the belly to collapse. We want to keep everything nice and stabilized. We're going to do one more each side, nice and steady, keeping it controlled just at the height of your torso. And sliding it back in. Extend. And lift, and lower, and back. This time we're going to take our arm and leg out, lift them in line, and we're going to peel ourselves in, so bringing the knee in, bringing those elbows in, the elbow in, hanging our head, so letting the head go, requiring a lot of control, not to wobble. Swapping over. Lengthen, lift, and then pulling the abdominals in, we arch the spine, rounding the back, bringing everything in, sending it out again, lower, sliding it back in, twice more each side, and we lift, peeling everything in nice and steady, keeping everything in line, sending it out, lower. So we don't want the head to drop. Now we fold in, releasing the head, keeping everything stable, isolating that arm and leg. One more time each side, lifting it up, really reaching the mid-back up to the ceiling, looking into the belly button. Lengthen and lower. One more time, and lift. Peeling everything in, finding your balance, then we lengthen, lower, And from here, we're going to tuck our toes underneath and just pressing back into our downward dog position. Deep breaths in, deep breath out. Walking the feet in, holding this stretch. We just want to fold over, so folding the hips, folding at the hips, letting the upper body just hang over the legs. Give your head a bit of a shake, yes, a shake, no, really releasing everything. Then we're going to bend our left leg, sending our right arm up to the ceiling, looking into that hand, so you should feel a stretch down the back of the right leg. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, release. Swapping over, sending that left arm up to the ceiling, looking into that hand. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Releasing it down, just hanging over for a couple more moments. Deep breaths in and out. Releasing the arms, bending in the legs, tucking the tailbone and rolling yourself back up to standing. We're going to take one final stretch. So just bringing the right foot in towards your glutes, standing nice and tall. We're going to draw the knees together, pulling up through the torso just to take our final quad stretch. Deep breath in and out. Keeping the torso nice and open, really pulling that foot in towards your glutes. Deep breaths in and out, feeling that stretch down the front of the thigh. Releasing the foot, swapping over. Deep breaths in and out. You might have lost my head in the footage. That's okay. Deep breaths again, drawing the knees together, really pulling up through the front. And placing your feet back down. We're going to check we're standing in our parallel position to finish. Pulling up through the legs, through the torso. We're going to take a final balance. So lifting the arms up to the ceiling, pulling up through the legs, engaging the core. Deep breath in at the top. Exhale, gently floating the heels down. As we do that, keeping the head suspended, so we're lengthening the spine as we lower. Deep breath in and out. Nice. Thank you so much for joining. Hopefully you'll come back and do the class again soon.